Good morning, everyone. Here's my faithful follower now. Hi, Gus. Say hi. Okay. Let's go see if the piggies came back. It rained last night a little. It's very dry here, though we had some rain. Our spring under the house is dry, just about. No piggies here. And, well, they're doing their thing. They're fine. Come on, Gus. No chickens around either. Everybody doing their thing. So my girl. Oh, it's a clean. Look at this, you guys. Oh, nice. Nice and clean. Let's see the stalls. Oh, yeah. We do this about twice a year where we completely, it's a cement floor here, concrete floor. I'm not sorry we put that in. When we had all that rain going, I don't know what to do with all this. Piggy's not interested. I'm coming, guys. There. Lights over here. Oh, she opened that up. I have to close that up again. It's all right. Yeah, so it's been really dry. And when we had all that rain we have, when there is plenty of rain here, we have waterfalls going everywhere. But since we live so high up the mountain, everything just flows down the mountain, so we don't have to worry about flooding anywhere. And in the way that we built the barn, we don't have to worry about any flooding in here. So, but it's concrete, and she cleaned it all out completely, really, and which really helps. And then we use a solution of just mostly water, a little bit of bleach, to kind of sanitize everything. And it keeps the horses healthy. It really does, right? Well, it's usually little microorganisms and stuff like that cause the greatest problem. Which reminds me right now that I have to take care of the tails. Which we have chickens, and the chickens do roost in the barn sometimes, which then their poop and stuff can cause some mite problems in, good boy, chickens are back, which then cause some problems on their tails. Interestingly enough, nowhere else except for their tails, which again have a very simple solution of Listerine. The real thing is it's got to have thymol in it, from the plant thyme, and there you go. That's a great oil plant, whatever it is in Listerine, to take care of them bugs, right? Yeah, cheap, and have to do that about twice a year. So let's see where that is. It's right over here. sure I had still a bottle over here. Maybe my daughter already done that. No. This is the bottle, but not. Okay. Well, I'll have to go over to the barn and out to the house and get me some. That's all right. It can wait today or till tonight. Oh, chickens. Need pockets. I got more of these corn muffins. They don't want to eat that corn anyway. They're good at this. So, you want one too? There you go. Go have fun. Good food. You know, animals don't live that long, though ours. Sometimes I wonder how many of them will outlive me now. But so they don't have to worry too much about certain things happening in the system. When I see the increase in especially dogs, cancer, just about any dog that I know other people have, they're having cancer. Something goes, they're having cancer. What the heck? How do they get cancer? Well, I guess the same as people do, mostly through food. And what do we feed? Huh? That people doesn't. You feed your animals table scraps, your dog table scraps. I said, well, yeah. I bet you that's what mostly. If there were any Indian dogs, that's what they were fed. Table scraps. That's how they stayed skinny too, no doubt. Well, anyway. So yeah, I see why. So anywho, then some people go overboard and fix their animals. They eat better than their owners or something. That's a weird one too. Well, anywho, I don't know. People do whatever they want to do, right? So, but some of the things I'm being told now that, but that's harmful to them. Going, huh? Since when? And considering how old all of our animals get, cats, dogs, unless they have some kind of an accident, then to say, well, whatever. You stay. You stay. Oh, they're going for it. Oh, they're getting big pieces and they love it. I haven't seen them go for food like this since I put that corn out. They just don't want to eat. They're just not interested. Right, Sage? Since we got the better feed, I have to say, it's another thing. Now, really, when it comes down to it, feed among horses or any other herd animals that are domesticated, have been for thousands of years, by the way, only became a practice when they were suddenly enclosed where they couldn't get, right, to grazing areas, this and that. So ours get very little feed because they have 200 acres here plus, okay, to roam and graze and this and that. And we do have hay because, again, they are, okay, our horses, domesticated per se, right? So you help them out a little bit. Well, also, we want them to come back to the stall and not just start their own what? Wild, the only place that there are still wild horses, I mean truly wild horses, is Mongolia. But I have a feeling that our little herd here of 3 horses and a donkey might just. Okay, they're all fixed, so I guess not. Right? They're well known though to our neighbors, and if they do get out the gate, we have less problems now due to the fact that so much more forest growth has been happening, and it's even hard for them to get through to the road. But they were found across the river. How they got there, no idea. But people know whose horses they are, and people around here, thank God, very considerate, nice, and are humoring us for our horses just, cruising around out there, right? So, good. But Dave, now, I'd have to say this year we had very little Maverick a couple of times, but otherwise they've been staying around. And one thing is to come back in the evening, get the treat, which is the feed, and the little extra in hay in the wintertime, right? Yes. Yeah, it's one of those things, right? Even the animals, if they're provided for, kind of adapt to a certain type of laziness. So, let's put this out. You stay. Wait a second. I've been so busy talking, I forgot. Oh, my daughter's still here, and here you go, boy. And she wants to go for a ride today. So the weather is kind of not playing really well with her. Oh, so I'm going to leave them in, then she can decide later what she wants to do, but that's what I said I was going to do, so. Here you go, boy. Glad I didn't forget that. She would not have been happy. Mom, you said. That's right. Glad I remembered. Mainly because it's kind of rainy and cold out there. All right, next. Oh. What I also see in that horse group, Health Talk horse group, on how horses who are kept mainly in a stable or stall or have little room to roam, this and that, and for people's there's a lot of problems. These horses have a lot of problems I've never dealt with here. Okay? Well again, is the health of an animal, when it comes down to it, being able to provide a relatively, at least 75% habitat for them that they're meant to be in and meant to have. Or our own desires to keep animals. This really is it in the end, is it worth it in the end to just for our own will to prevail over the existence of animals that were created according to God's will in a certain way, in a certain environment? Is it? Or has it caused way more problems than we can even afford anymore, right? Yes? When I think sometimes with everything that we've had here, all the animals and stuff, with the amount, the budget that I had, I'm amazed that I could do it. I'm amazed. But I was willing. I was willing to, there were certain risks, and I had to go and save a couple of goats. Goats, I saw a sheep, that fell into a ravine. Someone got it out and it ran and fell right back into it. So that's a typical sheep, right? If anybody knows what, ever been around sheep. But goats, that doesn't happen. Goats get stuck on high places. Yeah, because that's what they like, high places, right? Yeah. Anyway, so there's a couple times I had to go and save some goats in that way. Yeah? But they're really good about letting you know where they're at, right? SOS to my master. Right? Yes, yeah. That's kind of cute, isn't it? So, what do you think? Yeah. Yeah. Oh, yeah. So we have to do water too. When they are in, they stay in. And my daughter was out last night, so who knows when she's going to get up. But this is also her wait a minute, he has his. This is also her free time to rest, and there's no better place than this farm to come and rest and kind of, just enjoy, right? So do I really appreciate all her help that she's giving me while she's here. I do encourage her as well, rest. So when you go back out into the world, right, yes. You can't come in here. No, don't. No. Hang on. So it's been really dry here, but somehow, and again, thank you, Father, it rained enough that one doesn't have to worry too much about someone being out there and making a fire and just, right, walk away from it, not realizing how quickly a fire here in the mountains can spread, And again, I mentioned in my Bible reading on taking risks, right? Well, one thing, I just smoked up the house. I've been busy thinking about something, doing something, and didn't realize that the flue was closed. And I thought, every time I opened up to what the heck's going on here? Right? I'm very conscientious about us having coal and wood heat. You have to be. You don't get to just, lottie-farty, this and that, You don't. You have to be vigilant about it all the time. One thing is that when people want to make a fire, this and that, one thing they don't realize is the whole process that goes with it. For example, you've got to take that bottom tray out every day and empty it. Or you clog up, right, the air, right, for a proper fire and all that, which can also cause a problem. Right? It is what it is, right? Yes? I have to remind people when they come here, Like my daughter says, well, I'm going to spray out all the stalls as well. I said, no, you don't need to do that. All you need to do is get a little container, one of our sprayers, and put that full of water, one for each stall, and just spray that. But to take a hose, and I said, we don't have to water for that, my darling. She's already forgotten it in a way. Oh, yes. And I said, we had to pay for water this time. So, right? Yes. It's all these things, right, that one has to think about or be aware of, right, when you, in a way, right, depend on the giving of your surroundings, on how much there is. And the danger that, again, not animals, not even the weather, but people, mankind, can cause around you in their ignorance, right? Yeah. Well, when one realizes that, we also realize on how ignorance in society, right, can cause that kind of damage, right? Yeah. Something to think about. So we got the elections coming up, and I could hardly believe my ears, and I still wonder if he was somewhat being sarcastic or whatever. So when it kind of became clear on how really biased and the agenda of the Democrats just doesn't make sense to me in any way. There is the rumors out there about world order and the control over the populations, and it's like this subconscious slavery that's being pushed upon us in a very subtle way, and yet we don't want to believe it. Okay. So when certain things, again, one thing, gas prices. Okay, it doesn't bother me. I've not paid for gas probably in the last 5 years, okay? Except for when I felt like someone that lives here as well, they could use a little help with that. Right? But as far as I needed any gas, no. So, doesn't affect me. The food situation doesn't affect me. The only thing that has affected me is the prices on certain things for the animals, right? That's what I noticed. And I just said, okay, I guess we'll just, they get half the amount of feed now. They got plenty out there. And sure enough, they're doing fine. Right? So I spoiled them beforehand, I guess. Yes. So after it became kind of clear to me, I'm not saying on how, well, first of all, who in the right mind, we're not talking some, itty bitty position somewhere where it doesn't really matter on a committee where there are others who can, okay. We're talking the President of the United States. And anybody voting a president, one could clearly tell, wasn't quite there 100%. Why would you do that? So I asked someone, about a year into, or the president now, reign, and I said, why did you vote for that one? Oh, because they didn't like Trump. Oh, that's it? That was it? I said, so any other points that... No, because they didn't know. Didn't know anything about politics, didn't care. They went with the headlines of whatever, never did any in-depth study of anything when it came down to it. What politics, what politicians, what it means to be the President of the United States, never. They went with what? You rather like Fruit of the Loom than Haynes? Okay, hello? So I just came across another one who out of the blue, we weren't even talking about, anything, says, I'm gonna vote Democrat. I voted Republican. I'm gonna vote Democrat now, just because. I'm gonna vote against anything that the majority is for. What? I said, why? Why would you do that? Well, because nobody's doing anything anyway. I said, huh? So I said, so okay, so you said that. Now tell me why. He says, I can't tell you why. So I said, well, have you studied up some on the politics, this what's going on? Are you happy with, how your life's? It's a retired older person, right, who doesn't have to worry about the check still coming to the house, okay, that he worked for, and even though every week, okay, his truck, he likes to go fill up his truck, full gas tank, and every week now, someone's siphoning out his gas. Has broken the gas line as well. So you need to fix that too. Yeah. So, again, I said, so why would you do that? Yeah. With just because, okay, so who are you mad at? The Republicans because they're not in power and can hardly do anything? Don't want to do anything. So you want to keep going with what's going on, and you're the one who's paying the price, basically. Full gas tanks for criminals who will never get arrested. Even here, this is starting. So I'm like, wait a minute. I said, you go ahead and you vote however you want to. I don't, how are you going to have a productive conversation with someone whose mindset now suddenly has this, what? Again, doesn't have, watches a few stations or news outlets on TV, that's it, nothing else. Most likely, very, not realizing, on the left side of the aisle, and doesn't have anything to compare it to, right, when it comes down to it, on how important this election actually is. And again, do I think so that another party can be in power this snap? No. I tell you why. What I see on the Democratic side, and I'm not saying every Democrat is like that, but the sad thing is, when you vote for your party, you are basically supporting their agenda. On every level, as far left, or in the middle left, or right in the middle between both parties. You're still supporting everything that is on the side of your party. And for the Republican, it goes the same. But here's the thing. What I found in the Democratic Party, on what is being supported there, is that God doesn't have a place. God doesn't have a say anymore. God is becoming absolutely invisible. Oh, he's still there. You can't get rid of God. That's silly. And I mentioned that in my Bible reading this morning. You can't do that. You can fool yourself into that, but when you make God invisible like that, then anything goes with children. It's already like that. It's already difficult to stop. Even more so, gaining in number the horrific things happening to children. And being excused and supported by the Democrats. I have never seen anything on the Republican side. Okay, there are some hypocrites there. But where that is promoted. That's the difference. It's not being promoted. I have to say, on the Republican side, God still has a say. Yeah, is it sometimes just a, yes. A pretense? Yes. But God's still visible on the Republican side. And that means something to me, regardless on anything else. Because that still spells hope, which I don't see on the Democrat side anymore. That's what I wanted to share this morning. That's what I wanted to give this morning. You go ahead, you vote any which way you want to, right? But then accept what goes with it, right? Not just accept, but you will be held responsible eventually. Because even though you don't want God in your life, you don't want God to have a say, right, on what the right way to live is, together, on your own, with a spouse, have a family and raise children. Hey! Come on! Gus! Come here! Come on. Come on. Oh, good boy. You try. All right, come on. You try. You're going to get the treat now because you didn't. All right. Eat it slowly. All right. Whatever I said. You will be held responsible eventually as well. So, if you're voting out there, then vote with a clear conscience. And make sure that God is present. I tell you what. That's it. So there it is. That's it. People can try and eliminate God out of their life, out of the schools, out of courthouses, out of the public. But the thing is, how are you going to get rid of Earth? How are you going to get rid of the universe? And how are you planning to get rid of every bit of God's creation eventually as well, because that's the only way you're going to eliminate God entirely. And even then, you're still not going to be successful. Yeah? Because there was a void before the chaos, and God was already there. Just saying. Yeah? Yes. So, voting isn't just about. Voting is about a decision making that will affect future generations all around the world. Yeah. Alrighty. No, you can't go in there. God's love and blessings always, and we'll talk to y'all another time.